Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
I just would like to remind us as a believers in Yeshua, and never forget, because we have to endure to the end, that we have a victory which is obtained by Yeshua for us. And this victory was obtained when he got nailed to the tree. And it's forever ours. And when the wicked forces were disarmed, and rulers of authorities were taken out that authority. I would like just to read from Colossians 2, verse 13 through 15. This is a reminder to the church in Colossae, which Paul founded when he was preaching for 3 years. He had ministry in Ephesus. And he reminded them, believers, about victory which they have to stand on and which we have to stand on as a believer. And he was said, you were dead in your transgressions. As he was saying that to the letter in the church of Ephesus, when he said that we were dead in your transgression, but Moshiach made you alive. While you were dead in your transgression, the Moshiach made you alive. And through grace we were saved by faith. And he is going back to the same topic. And uncircumcision of your flesh, he made you alive together with him, having forgiven us all our transgressions, having cancelled out the certificate of debt. What we're talking about? This is we're talking about law, this written code which was written and which none of us could keep. The same as the Pharisees, they couldn't keep. They just none of us in flesh can keep that law. And this certificate was cancelled. It was written code, which accused of the brethren, we know Satan, trying to bring against us all the time. But he is defeated enemy, and we have to remember that. And this record, which consistent decrees against us, which was hostile to us, he has taken it out of the way, having nailed it to the boim, to the tree. When he had disarmed rulers and authorities and made a public display of them, having triumphed over them through him. And we as a believer have to just go back. And I have to remember that today. I have to put and bring my burdens back to the tree, because I cannot carry them. I cannot carry the burdens of dealing with parents or anything in the family. In my case, it's probably prescription drug addiction of the parent, which an elderly lady, but I have to bring it to the to the poem, to the tree. I cannot carry it. I understand its reality. I understand my son who is out there not born again in the world, and I have to bring it to the tree again and said, this is where I'll lay down. It's just too much for me to carry. Right. It's too much burden for me to carry. Because I cannot do anything except come to that tree, come to the Amen. And cry out to you to save them, to deliver them. To bring deliverance, because that was a victory which we have in Moshiach. This is a victory which he won for us, and I'm not going to accept any condemnation, because there is no condemnation for the believer. But it's just we have to, as verse chapter 3 Colossians saying, we have to we are risen with him. And we have to set our mind on things above, because we died with him. and we died with him. And this is really we have to remember that we died with him in Moshiach. We die and I cannot react the same way as I reacted. I cannot react in anger, because anger, this is something which we have to get rid as a believers. I cannot, frustration will just lead to additional stress. Our unsafe family members, the God loves them more than we love them, and we just have to stay on the road, which is Moshiach, because He is the way, He is the truth, and He is the life. And this is the only life which we have to hold on to, and which every unsaved person have to cry out for, because we were, as I said in Ephesians, he said we were dead in our transgressions and sin, and He made us alive in Christ in Mashiach. And we have to just remember that God is a God full of mercy. And in due time, when we will lay to the tree, He will bring them. We don't know how, we don't know when, but we have to trust Him. We have to trust, and this is, Lord always honors that faith and trust in Him. And we just have to stay on His word, put it in our heart, meditate it, and fight back, because this is our not just defensive weapon, the word of God, this is our offensive weapon, which we can attack the enemy's attack when he is attacking us through the thoughts, imagination, which we have to pull down, and don't allow the enemy to disarm us, because this is how every missionary in the field gets hurt. Through in the head, the thoughts and strongholds which have to be pulled down. We shouldn't allow that to happen, and we should just fight back with the word of God.
Thank you.
In the name of Yeshua, I pray.